One guarantee in college is being asked your year, your major, and where you're from. Before moving to Florida, I lived in the same house for 20 years, yet in this free write, I discovered my true place of origin. This is where I'm from. So you root for the Patriots? My history professor asked, eyeing me like a murderer on trial. And also the Ohio State Buckeyes? I saw the confusion settle into his eyes. Yes, sir, I responded confidently. Where are you from? He asked, looking for an explanation as to why I root for two teams in separate areas of the country. Where am I from? How do you answer that question with just one place? From the time I was 15 until I die, I will be a conglomeration of my favorite places. I grew up in the suburbs, surrounded by cookie-cutter homes with manicured lawns. Neighbors would walk down the street with a dog trotting at their ankles. They were always the little ugly dogs. You know the ones I'm talking about, with the little bows and the wiry hair, good for nothing except shedding on your couches. Yeah, all my neighbors had those dogs. My neighbors would wake up, go to work, come home at the end of the day, and make dinner. I lived in your run-of-the-mill, middle-class suburbia. But during summer and Christmas time, everything changed. During the summer, I went to the place that I wish I was actually from. My whole family, me, my mom, dad, 2 brothers, and 2 sisters, would pack into a 12-passenger van and begin the 6-hour drive to Marshfield Hills, Massachusetts, the cutest town on the coast of Massachusetts, 45 minutes outside of Boston. It's too hot in here, my older brother would yell from the back row. Yeah, it's too hot, I quickly agreed with him. I think I might throw up. No, 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 both my parents would shout at the same time. The air would blast through the back of the van, and another movie would begin on the small video player. My parents silently drove us over the hedge, lulled us all into a state of lackadaisical stupor. Only the shuffle of the red rocks that made up the driveway would wake us from that daze. Marshfield was the perfect place to exist. The birds would chirp, and the wind would sway the curtains in the morning as I woke up. My papa would always have fresh fruit on the table for breakfast, and on Sunday morning, before he went to his mass, he would leave donuts on the table. Always the first of the kids to wake, I would run down the creaky stairs and onto the polished stone floor of the kitchen to get my donut. Guess a why? My papa would lower his voice, as if he were sharing the secrets of the government. I bought you the last Boston cream. I know you love those because they're like 2 desserts in one, we would say simultaneously. I ate my donut while walking around the kitchen, the stone floor waking my sleep-warmed body and getting me going for my day. In Marshfield, everyone walked around their properties barefoot, which was my shoe of choice. I would walk with my donut to the back porch, sit in the synthetic wicker chairs, and kick my feet up onto the glass tables my Nana had on the porch for bruschetta and pita chips. My parents would be outside already with their tablets in their laps, reading an electronic version of the Bible and the daily news from the New York Times. When I finished my donut, my parents went over the game plan for the day, which was almost always the same. Watch church online, make sandwiches for lunch, and spend the rest of the day at the beach. Days in Marshfield have shaped who I am. During Christmas break, my family would travel to the other place that makes me who I am, Willoughby, Ohio. Willoughby is the quintessential Hallmark town. It's located about 30 minutes outside Cleveland. I guess a big part of where I'm from is just outside a big city, never living in it but always having the opportunity to explore. Willoughby was our normal Christmas location. Our family would again pack into our 12-passenger van and make the 8-hour drive across Pennsylvania to Willoughby. Mom, Aiden ate all the cheese balls, my older sister would yell as my little brother Aiden licked the cheese dust off his fingers. I think he ate all the snacks. No, he didn't eat all the snacks. Paul did, I accused from the middle row. No, he didn't, my little sister would come to the rescue of our oldest brother. I'm not sure who ate them all, but Paul couldn't have eaten them all. World War III began in the cloth rows of our 12-passenger van as we tried to determine who actually ate all the snacks. Enough, my mother would say assertively. Done with the arguing. Well, Abby started it, Katie would point her finger. No, I didn't, Abby would defend herself. I don't care who started it. I'm finishing it, my mother would say, and silence fell over the van once more. When we arrived to Willoughby, the sky was always dark because no matter how good our intention was to arrive early, we always ended up arriving late at night. But that's okay. Willoughby at night was magical. During Christmas time, the park at the center of the town had a light show display with thousands of Christmas lights strung to the gazebo, the swings, and the slides. Little decorations of nutcrackers and bears also had the Christmas lights strung to them, but the most magical sight of all was the 30-foot pine tree that was covered, crown to trunk, in colored lights, as if a Skittle factory overflowed onto the tree. The air was always cold, but never biting, thanks to the Great Lake nearby. If the air did get too cold, just down the road from the lights lived 2 of the cutest coffee shops with exposed brick and industrial pipes. The atmosphere made up for the mediocrity of the coffee, but who cares about a strong roast when the coffee shop is every writer's haven? I can never answer where I'm from because a piece of me will always be from my different life experiences, like seeing a waterfall in Tennessee or mountains of snow in Michigan. However, the biggest part of who I am, or where I'm from, is found in 3 towns that are just outside some big cities that house a whole lot of memories and a whole lot of love. That's where I, Gretchen Meyer, am from. Love and memories.